Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. I'm a beauty enthusiast that loves to talk about everything dealing with beauty and makeup, and today, y'all, are y'all here for the complexion like I am? Because I'm so here for it. So we are doing another foundation showdown, but this time with more so skin tints, and we are testing out the new Caliray Skin Tint against the Fenty Eaze Drop Skin Tint. And as soon as I put this Caliray on my face, I said, you know what, I've got to compare this to the Fenty because it immediately reminded me of it, especially with the claims. And so we will be doing a full day wear test on both of these. And then I also purchased the mini size of the Cali Ray Mascara along with their lip plumping gloss, which I'm currently wearing on my lips. So I'll show you an application of those really quick, and then we'll be done. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it, and let's get right into this video. So if you are not familiar with how I do my foundation reviews, I am gonna show you what the products look like in natural lighting, out in sunlight, and then also with flash photography. That way you can see how things on the face look in different settings. So first we're starting out with the new Cali Ray. This is called the Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. It does retail for $39 and it does come in 10 shades. I am wearing the shade 10 and I am wearing it on this side of the face. And just so you know, shade 10 is going to be described as medium with a warm undertone. And although there are 10 shades, my shade is not the deepest. They start with shade 2 and then they go up to 20, so 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. This skin tint is claiming to have light coverage, a natural finish. It's going to be hydrating on the skin. It is formulated without silicones, and this is a clean brand at Sephora. And it's going to also be planet positive. So it's a clean, super lightweight tint with 94.5% natural origin ingredients and regenerating antioxidants that hydrates and blurs to minimize imperfections. It's going to have prickly pear extract that is going to be an antioxidant that hydrates. It also is formulated with vitamins C and E that will firm and plump the skin, and then jojoba oil, which amps up cellular energy, detoxifies, and helps with skin glow. This product is also vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and also comes in recyclable packaging. And this packaging looks very similar to the Cashapp Skin Tint. It's got a squeezy type of bottle with a nice cap. Here is the cartridge that it comes in, and I really do like the packaging. It looks very fun, but it doesn't look kiddie. I do not like packaging that looks too kiddie. So this looks fun, but it still looks adultish. So when I looked at how to apply this foundation or skin tint, it said to apply with your fingers. So that's what I did in my demonstration first. And when you see me applying it with my fingers, I am sitting in front of my light with no additional lighting. So that is in natural light, you know, applying it to this side of the face. And then I wanted to see if the coverage was buildable. So I did add another, you know, layer of foundation right along my cheeks, because the easiest way for me to see the buildability and the coverage of a product is to see how well it diffuses my freckles. And no, I'm not trying to cover them, just wanting to see how buildable it is. And so I do think that this is a very lightweight and light coverage type of skin tint. When I applied that second layer, I didn't really feel like we built up the coverage too much. Definitely not saying we got to medium. The coverage that we see now, I think, is definitely coming from my concealer and also the powder that I put on top, which I will tell you all what I used. So just looking at the skin tint on the skin, it definitely has lighter coverage, and the finish is quite natural. Before I applied the skin tint, I just had done my skincare and that was it. And I immediately was like, oosh, this is really natural. Like, almost a little too dry and natural. And that's when I thought of the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint, and I was like, let's put this on because these look just very similar, just from what I can remember with the Fenty Beauty. So initially looking at this skin tint, it did look very natural. I did want to put like something hydrating underneath it, but I was like, I'm not going to, because I want to see how this wears throughout the day. Just so you know, I have more normal skin. I do like more glowy and radiant products on the face, and as of right now, especially with it being really cold, I would say that my skin is more normal maybe with a little dryness here or there. So just to give you an idea of what my skin type is. Moving on to the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop. So this does retail for $32. It comes in 25 shades and I wear the shade 13. And shade 13 is described as for medium skin tones with a warm undertone. Now looking at just the shades of Fenty Beauty compared to Caliray shades look like they might be a little more warm, and Fenty Beauty shades look like they would be more neutral, just looking at the color scheme of the two skin tints. So I like to put that out there because if you do know your undertone, then that might make you decide to lean toward one or the other. Looking at both of the skin tints on my skin, I do feel like shade 13 definitely is just a little light. I can make it work, but it does look a little light, especially compared to the Caliray. Probably could do with shade 14. I just haven't tried shade 14 on the skin. Fenty is claiming to have a natural finish as well, light coverage. Also, it's claiming to be long wearing and it has a vegan formulation. So it's a lightweight, buildable, light to medium coverage skin tint that leaves the skin looking blurred and smooth in flexible shades for all. Now, Fenty Beauty is not a clean brand at Sephora, and the ingredients in this particular skin tint are not formulated and being as natural as the ones with Caliray. So that's the first call out, the first major difference that I want to point out. The packaging though is quite similar. Both of them have this squeezy bottle with a nice cap. And I say a nice cap because it's not going to leak out of the packaging, the skin tint. And with this one as well, I don't have any leaking or anything like that. With the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint, it is vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free as well. And for both of these, it does say to shake well before using, which is what I did. It says that you can apply the Fenty Beauty with your hands, and I did not like that application. I really do prefer applying this with a brush. With the Caliray, I could see you applying it with your hands, I think it blended in okay, but I'm just a brush girl. I think the finish looks more smooth with the brush for both. So that's just my little 2 cents with application. I wouldn't suggest a beauty sponge with these skin tints because the formulation is quite runny for both. And so I feel like a sponge, especially a damp sponge, would just soak up more product than depositing it on the face. Now the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint, I definitely had a nice little learning curve with this. When I initially tried it, I was kind of disappointed because I was thinking skin tint, glowy, dewy, and this is very natural to a little more matte. So when I wear this skin tint, I prefer to wear a hydrating primer underneath it. Like, just for instance, some of the things I love to wear underneath it are going to be, for instance, like the La Mer illuminating, the hydrating illuminator. I like to wear that underneath it, or maybe the Hollywood Flawless filter. Lisa Eldridge, what is this called? Elevated Glow. Something like that, that's just a little more hydrating and gives it more of a natural radiant finish versus this natural kind of matte look. I will say I don't feel flat and matte when I wear the Fenty, but my skin kind of feels a little tight, especially now when it's, like I said, a little colder outside, so my skin feels a little more dry. So after application for both of these, I felt like they felt the same on my face. Just very natural, feeling a little more matte than natural radiant, if that makes sense. So, of course, I needed to show you all what both of these look like in natural lighting. So, went to a part of my house and showed you all what they look like. And I felt like when I turned my head to the Cali Ray side that we did see like a little bit of radiance. And I was like, okay, so maybe that's where like the, maybe that is like the jojoba oil that we're seeing, the vitamin C and E that we're seeing. When I looked at Fenty, I didn't see, that type of radiance, but it was a very nice, soft, natural look. So I think both do look quite natural on the face. And then when I went outside in natural lighting, I showed you all what it looked like without the sun. And then when we got in the sun, I definitely saw kind of a nice little radiance from both sides. And I thought they looked really pretty on the face. Then when we went to do flash photography, I think both sides still look really nice, and there's no flashback on either side of the face with the skin tint. And so that is nice to know. If you'd like to wear one of these and you're taking pictures, you do not have to worry about having that flashback there. So I let the foundation sit. I've been wearing them both now for definitely about an hour and a half. And like I said, I feel like the coverage is I feel like the finish is quite natural. I would definitely say for the Fenty Beauty side, we're getting a nice, or you can get a nice light to medium bit of coverage with it, which was one of the things that was quite impressive with this one, because you know, most of the time skin tints don't add a lot of coverage, especially if it's really a skin tint. This one does give you really nice, like solid light to medium type of coverage, which is great. Cali Ray, we're definitely gonna say with light coverage because the formula is not too buildable from whatever that first layer is that you do apply on top. So what I put on top of my face, I put on the Cashapp Revealer Concealer in the shade 6.8W, and I set my face with the Dior No Powder Powder. I used the shade 3N to set the under eye and T-zone, and then I used the shade 4N for the perimeter of my face and my forehead. On my cheeks, in terms of like what else is on my face, quickly, I'm wearing the Danessa Myricks Contour Cream Balm in the shade Medium 3. On the cheeks for blush, the Givenchy Prisma Libre blush in the shade 5. On my eyes, I am wearing all of the Danessa Myricks Color Fit shadows. I do have a reels for how I created this eye look, and I might post it here so you can see it. If not, you can go check it out on my Instagram, GlamGirlChelsea, and follow me there. And then we are getting into mascara and what's on the lips. So I picked up the Caliray Mascara. This is the Come Hell or High Water Mascara. The mini size retails for $13. So the call outs are, it's volumizing, once again, clean brand at Sephora, Planet Positive, lengthening as well as volumizing, long wearing, and cruelty free. So it's a clean, volumizing tubing mascara that's zero smudge, water resistant, and long wearing. The vial is 100% recycled ocean plastic, which is amazing. Other highlights are that we're gonna have 2% argan oil that will condition the lashes, triple wax mix and film forming agents, which will elongate lashes and eliminate smudges. And then next generation tubing technology that's going to deliver life-proof water resistance with easy roll-off removal. I'm so looking forward to that process too. Once again, product is vegan, cruelty-free, and then comes in recycled packaging. So I curled my lashes with the Refer Lash Curler. This is my favorite lash curler. And then no matter what, if I'm putting on mascara, I just need to use a lash primer. I like to have the most volumizing and lengthening lashes that I can without wearing false lashes. So I always go in with the lash primer. So I went in today with the Lancome Cils Booster Lash Primer, and then went in with the mascara. Went in and I was like, oh, this is nice. Like this is nice. I personally think this is more of a lengthening mascara versus a volumizing mascara. Currently, my favorite mascara right now is going to be the Lancome Lash Idole Mascara. This one gives me a lot of length and a lot of volume. I also love the Mansour Big mascara from Lancome as well. All the volume that you want. I think this is a really good, like, happy medium volumizing mascara, but we also get length, and I'm not mad at it. The formulation is a little more dry, and my assumption is it's probably more dry because it is a tubing mascara, but it applied very nicely. I didn't have really any clumping at all, and I really like the wand as well. Sorry that I haven't showed that to you. I like the wand as well. It's not too big, but it's also not too thin, and I feel like I was able to coat each hair quite evenly and get that product on. I did apply 2 layers of the mascara, and I'm very happy with it so far. So that's that. And then we have the Caliray Glazed and Infused Lip Plumper Gloss. It retails for $19, and we get 6 shades. So I have the shade Rainbow Below, and Rainbow Below is going to be a saucy, bright pink shade. Real quick, I forgot to tell you the amount of fluid ounce that we get in the Caliray Skin Tint, and we get 30 milliliters of product, or your standard 1 ounce of product. So this gives us a high shine finish. It's plumping, it's hydrating, vegan, cruelty-free, and of course, clean brand at Sephora. This feels really, really hydrating on the lips. It has in it Maxi Lip Plumping Cocktail, which is a biomimetic peptide to create and sustain long-term plumping. It has Electric Daisy, which supports collagen fibers to tighten and firm for smoother looking lips. And then avocado oil, which is a lipid-rich emollient, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant with vitamins A and E. So this feels really good on the lips, like very, very, very good. I really enjoy this, and I really like this color too. It can be buildable. So like as I've been talking, the lip gloss has kind of faded some. So if I were to apply a little bit more, you can build that color, and this feels amazing. Like right off the back, like this is one of their products that I would definitely recommend trying, especially if you're like a lip person, a lip gloss girl or guy, and you just love trying new lip glosses. This feels really, really good. And I like it so far. So this is what we're looking like I said, about a couple hours in. Looking at some details of my face, I do feel like the Cali Ray side, in terms of like looking at my texture right here, it does look smoother than the Fenty side. Both of these skin tints do claim to blur the face, and I feel like we just have more of a smoother texture around here compared to Fenty right here. And I'll come in close so you can see what I'm talking about. So looking right here on Cali Ray side compared to Fenty side right here. Just looking at both sides though, I think they look really nice, and I do feel like looking at my face from afar, I do feel like this Cali Ray side is giving us a little bit more, just ever so slightly, a little bit more radiance than we're getting from this Fenty side. But I think both sides look really nice. So I will check back in at the end of the day to share with you all my final thoughts, so stay tuned. Okay, we are back. It is the end of the day, and I've had both of these skin tints on for over 10 hours. I am tired, but we have got to see how we all held up. So remember, we have Caliray on this side of the face and Fenty on this side of the face. And guys, okay, I'm not half mad. Okay, so remember, the Caliray Skin Tint was saying that it was going to allow for the skin to feel hydrated, it was going to blur the skin, and essentially keep it looking healthy and refreshed. And I know initially when I applied the skin tint, I felt like it was a little too natural looking, almost like natural matte, and I didn't necessarily see the hydrating properties in it. But I will say, as the day went on, like especially around hour 4, 5, I was like, okay, I really do see like this nice hydrating effect, and I felt like the skin tint really like meshed into the skin, blended into the skin, and if I could say kind of became one with the skin and started to wear better as the day went on. So coming in close, let's get in close. I feel like we do see more of a blurred effect on this side of the face compared to this side of the face, especially like right in this area here. I feel like we see less pores, less texture on the Caliray side versus the Fenty side. What do you guys think? In terms of longevity of wear, I feel like, you know, I have the skin tint wearing away on this huge, humongous pimple on my chin. So it has worn away there. It's also worn on my nose. I did have my mask on a couple of times today. So, you know, we do see that the skin tints have worn there. But everywhere else, I feel like the skin tints both held up pretty good. So I would say that both of them have good wear time. I was not expecting the Cali Ray side to last as long as the Fenty side. I knew that the Fenty had a very good longevity of wear. That's one of the claims that it has. And from wearing it, you know, time and time again, I definitely can say that the Fenty side is a long wearing type of skin tint. But so is the Caliray, even though that's not one of its claims that it does boast. In terms of how I think the Fenty side looks compared to the Caliray side, I feel like the Fenty side still looks a little more natural. It doesn't look as like natural matte as it did earlier on, but I feel like the Caliray side looks a little more hydrated. Yes, hydrated. I was trying to make sure I said that word correctly. And I feel like the Fenty side, it also looks a little hydrated as well, but it doesn't look as smooth. Like this side looks a lot smoother in my opinion than this side does. And I definitely want your opinion on it. We do see a little bit of dew coming through around my nose, but nothing that I feel is, you know, too much. Or anything that would be alarming for someone who has more oily skin. I think if you had more oily skin and you went in with your mattifying primers and you set with powder, you would be fine, because neither one of these skin tints is going to be overly dewy, overly radiant, especially from initial application. So I do think that this skin tint actually, or both of them actually, could work very well for people who have combination oily skin and oily skin. I think if you have more normal skin like me, you could also enjoy both of them. And for me, because I do like a more radiant finish for my foundations, I would just put a hydrating primer underneath both of these, even with the Caliray, because even though it's still, it looks more of a, like, now to me it looks more like natural, like with a little bit of radiance. I still would like something more radiant. That's just me. Definitely for the Fenty side, or for the Fenty skin tint, I like something more radiant underneath it. So I think if you have more normal skin, depending on what you like, you could use either a hydrating primer, an illuminator underneath, or if you like that more natural, like skin-like look, then you won't need anything and you'd be fine. Now, if you have dry skin, that's where I'm not too sure. Fenty, I would definitely say steer clear. I don't think you would enjoy the Fenty too much, unless, like I said, unless you don't have overly dry skin and you're like, I've got a great hydrating primer, you know, I could work with the Fenty with that, then I say give it a try. I would also recommend Caliray. If you have severely dry skin, like your skin just needs all the moisture, I don't think these are going to be the best ones for you. And even though the Caliray says that it's hydrating, I don't know if it would be hydrating enough. So I would say out of the two, the Caliray is going to be more hydrating. It could be more suitable for dry skin, but I don't know if it would be suitable enough, because it does have more of like a natural finish, and especially upon initial application, it's more natural to a light matte type of finish, and that's just how it felt on my skin. I'll definitely keep you all updated as to, you know, what it looks like when I put my hydrating primers underneath. In terms of the Caliray. For the Fenty, I'm very familiar with this one, and I would definitely say that this particular skin tint is geared more toward people who have normal combination oily and oily. I think if you have dry skin, this just wouldn't be your cup of tea. But I would say Caliray, you know, definitely ended the day with more of a good element than I thought it would be. Just some initial differences that I think you might want to take into consideration when considering which one you might want to get. There are only 10 shades with Caliray. There are 25 with Fenty. Now with the Caliray, the coverage is lighter than the Fenty is, so you might be able to find a shade. Those 10 shades might span maybe about 20 complexions, since the coverage is a little lighter. So that is something to keep in mind. If you can, go in store and, you know, see which one might work for you. With the Fenty as well, I think the coverage can be light. Yes, you can build this up to like a nice medium, but it also can be worn light. So the shades, I feel, can be a little flexible as well. And then, like I said, the undertone differences, the shades in Caliray in terms of the undertones did look a little more warm than the Fenty ones did. And then price point, they're about similar. similar price. I think this one was $39 and this is $32. And then of course, if you know, using products that are more clean, more environmentally friendly, Caliray is going to be the one that you're more interested in versus the Fenty. The Fenty one is vegan, cruelty free, and I think it's also gluten free. But you know, this brand is definitely going to be one that, like they said, they are planet positive. Everything that they try to do is going to be centered on making sure that it's sustainable, it's great for the skin, it's got the best ingredients that are healthy for the skin. So this brand, I would say, is going to be more environmentally and ingredient based friendly, if that makes sense, compared to Fenty. And not trying to, you know, bash Fenty, but just calling out some differences. So yeah, I'm definitely kind of intrigued now with Caliray. You know, initially I thought it was going to be maybe a little too matte or just a little too natural for my liking. But like the Fenty one, I had to wear it a few times, see how I liked it with different types of applications, and I really came to enjoy Fenty and appreciate it. So I think I can do the same for Caliray. So I'm actually pretty happy with the results. I think both sides of the face look really, really nice, especially for holding up for over 10 hours, and both of them being a skin tint. Like, I mean, you can still see my blush very well on both sides of the face. I didn't put any highlighter on, but I think, like I said, I think things are looking really good after a very, very, very long day. So I'm actually very pleased with these results with Caliray. Like I said, I knew what to expect with Fenty, but I wasn't sure about Caliray, and I'm like, okay, so I think Caliray could be one to check out if you're very interested in it, and you know, this seems like a brand that you could be intrigued by. I think this brand also would be good for young girls, young boys who are, you know, venturing into makeup, and they're like, maybe the parents are like, I want something light for them, nothing too heavy, but something that could give them some coverage. This one I think would be great to look into. Or if you're just someone who's like, yeah, I just don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, but I want something that's quite natural, that's not too drying, but you know, it's a little more natural, not too dewy. I would recommend that for that type of person as well. And then if you're just like me and you just love all the things bases, give it a try. I would say give it a try. I'm definitely not disappointed at all, and I will definitely look forward to wearing this again. Now on to this lip plumping gloss is so nice, y'all. I kept rubbing my lips all day when I was wearing it. This is nice. Like, I would actually consider picking up another shade in this one because it's so hydrating on the lips. It feels so good and moisturizing. And I had some dry spots on my lips, and I feel like those spots have definitely like been smoothed over. And I don't see any plumping necessarily of my lips. Like, I don't feel like my lips look bigger, but I do feel like my lips feel smoother when rubbing them together. And I don't know if that's due to the plumping agents in it or if it's due to the hydrating and moisturizing properties in it. However, this lip gloss might have been the star of the show for me today. Like, it was just good from start to finish. I actually just put this on before I turned the camera on because my lips were dry. I love the tint that it leaves. It's nothing too much, but it's something that's there. Like, she's going in the purse. And you know, if something makes it into your purse, it's gold. It's gold. And then lastly, this mascara. I mean, can we say hi to my lashes? No falling of my lashes. They're not drooping. My eyes don't feel irritated either. And you know, sometimes when you wear a mascara, your eyelids can feel like your eyelashes feel heavy at the end of the day because the mascara is weighing down on them. I have forgotten that I've had mascara on. Okay, that says a lot. Where's the mascara? Oh, here we go. I'm not mad at it. They look very, very good. And like I said, there's no transferring at all on my face. There was hardly even any transfer, like when applying my mascara to my lashes. I know sometimes I'll, you know, get a little mascara. I'll get a little mascara here or there. I didn't even get any of that. Like, I'm here for this mascara. I might have to go and buy me the full size when I run out of this one. So guys, that is my review. Let me know your thoughts down below on the comparison between the two foundations. Do you like the Caliray side more? or do you like the Fenty side? What do you think of the gloss? What do you think of the mascara? Is there anything else that you are interested in? I think that was it from the brand. Oh, they have eyeliners. I didn't get the eyeliners. But if you've tried them and you think they're great, leave it down in the comment section below. I'm actually quite intrigued. Oh, here we go. I'm like looking for the products. I'm actually intrigued by this brand. Like, very intrigued by this brand. I would actually, if like Maddie and Emma and Riley were older, I would purchase this for my girls. And that says a lot because I just wouldn't put anything on their face. So this is something that I'm very intrigued by. I'm glad that I've had a good first impression just from the brand alone. And I'm looking forward to more from the brand. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm so interested to see and hear what you guys think. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.